How much is how much you said dollar is 1,300. So how much is pounds and euro as at today? As at this morning?
At 1,400 and I think 480, 490, close to that.
Oh, it's almost the same thing with the dollar.
Yes.
And I remember pounds used to be like way more expensive than the dollar.
Because people used to travel to UK and Europe more than America.
What has it got to do with anything?
Yeah?
What has it got to do with anything at all? How does it affect the fact that it's now more than the dollar?
It's a demand. Now let me give you some small example.
Someone by the name Ayn Rand once said, "Love should be treated like a business deal, but every business deal has its own terms and its own currency. And in love, the currency is virtual. You love people not for what you do for them or what they do for you. You love them for the values, the virtues, which they have achieved in their own character." I'm wondering what exactly that means. Okay, so now from there we move to our next one, and this one is from Rebecca McNutt. Once said, "Beauty in its best form is kindness, the most valuable currency in the world." Okay, my next one will be from John Rogers, who once said, "Banks do not create money for the public good. They are businesses owned by private shareholders. The purpose is to make a profit." All right, and then my next one, last but by no means the least, will be taken from Ryan Gilpeck, who once said, "In this town, numbers become the currency of conversation, while conversation becomes negotiation, and negotiation becomes a transaction." Okay, so now let's have this conversation, or probably, if you want to call it, negotiation on currency, just like he said. Very warm greetings and welcome to The Conversation. We're reaching you from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Annabelle Ojin. It is a very beautiful day to be alive and well. Welcome again to The Conversation. And today we'll be discussing currency exchange rate with my guest, a bureau the change operator, who is Habib Gajo. So in case you have dollars, you have pounds, you have euros or Dutch mark or any other global currency aside the naira that you're still stockpiling, probably because you've been following those who are speculating that the naira will continue to drop or might go high. Maybe you need to sit a little bit and listen to this conversation today, as we'll be talking about the exchange rate, what it is today, how much the naira is exchanging to the dollar. And then I recall few months ago, a lot of people who got their $1 when it was still sold for 700 or so, and then they kept it until it got to 1,300. Is that where we still are at the moment? Let's go on this quick break, and when we return, we'll continue this conversation with my guest, Habib Gajo. I will see you later. Join us again. Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We're reaching you from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Like I stated earlier when we started, I said my guest is going to be Habib Gajo, who is a bureau the change operator, and he is a political economist. It's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much.
I should be saying Happy New Year because we've not seen you this year on Conversation.
Yes. Happy New Year. Yeah,
great. Yeah. So now, let's first start with exchange rate, especially during the Yuletide season, because we're trying to see how, before we left the last time we had this conversation, we're reviewing our exchange rate in 2023. So now that we're already in 2024, we'll see what are the prospects for the exchange rate. Are we expecting probably 2,000 naira to $1, or maybe even more, or probably to even go less to when we used to have in the days of 140 or 150? That we'll discuss that later. But then let's start with the Christmas during the Yuletide season when people had to travel. People that traveled, those that jackpot came back, and then they traveled again, and then you have the Chinedu Brazil, the Edu Indonesians, the big guys. They came in. I just got back. So they came in. They came back to Nigeria. So at least we should be able to have enough dollars, because probably they brought in some, and then some would actually do some exchanges and all. So during that whole season, during the Yuletide season, how was exchange rate like, and how was business, especially for bureau de change operators and even customers who are buying the dollar?
Yeah, it was good, but not for the customers who are buying.
Okay.
It's for the customers who are selling.
Selling, okay.
You know, people are coming into the country. They are coming in with their own dollar. You understand? With their own foreign currencies, euro, pounds, and so on. You understand? Secondly, the transfer they remitted to Nigeria is like a huge amount of money. You know,
wow.
You know Nigerians now. You know how Nigerians like money.
Especially when we want to spend.
Spends money. So,
yeah.
So those remittance also contributed, and the naira fell up to 950 and so on. You understand? So start coming up by the end of December.
Are you talking about the official rate now? Or?
No, I'm talking about the parallel market.
Okay.
You understand? Because the official rate at that time was 700.
Okay.
Yeah, from 650 to 700. That's how the central bank paid the naira in interbank exchange, interbank rate and INE window. You understand? So the parallel market were selling 1,000 above.
Okay.
You understand? But when the inflow starts coming in, start flowing, you understand? Both the currency, the legal tender of dollar, and the online transfer transactions and so on. So there's enough the foreign exchange, and the market was so down. You understand? Up to 950. That's what I'm saying. You understand? But at the end of December to January, it now closed to 1,000.
Oh, okay.
You understand? So, and when the president presented his budget, and naira was pegged again as 800 naira, from 650 to 700, from 700 to 800, 750 to 800. You understand? And now the interbank, as of first week of January, after the budget, it was 1,000. Interbank was selling 1,005 naira.
Okay.
You understand? So that escalated the price. So later the central bank now put another inflow in the market through the INE window, and also foreign airlines was also, at least roughly the central bank pushed almost $2 billion into the market in order to stabilize the price. You understand? So
did they even make any impact at all?
Yeah, they made some small impact. You know, our problem in Nigeria is between short-term plan and long-term plan. You understand? We don't plan for a long term. You understand? We plan short. We are doing something. At the end of the day, the short.
It's just a quick fix.
It's a quick fix. And today, as we speak today, dollar is almost 1,300.
Oh wow!
In the parallel market, in the interbank is almost 1,050 naira.
So as of today, it's selling or it's buying? For 1,300?
Yeah. You understand? So these are the situation we found ourselves. But the central bank are saying that they have enough foreign exchange. I listened to one of their, I think, director was saying that they have over $70 billion in exchange rate. But how much are they pushing to defend the naira? That's what we don't know. We don't know what they are planning. So if they plan well, the foreign exchange will ease. You understand? It will go down. But for now, it has surged.
Oh, wow.
But we don't know what tomorrow will bring. If they plan very well, then we will see more. If you notice the high rate of inflation, more especially food has almost 28, and the general inflation,
the headline inflation,
is 33.7. So that's scary. Government need to do something. We should not depend only on oil and gas sector. Non-oil and gas sector, more especially the agriculture. You understand? Let produce more. Let us export more. We are not. We no longer export as much as we can earn more forex. We export only crude and gas.
All right.
1,400,000 barrel of crude daily. You understand? And if you look at the larger economy, you will be shocked. And the scarcity of naira, the banking sectors are in deep crisis, and so on. I think the governor of the central bank have a lot of work to do, more especially to the foreign exchange and stabilization of the naira.
Okay, so we'll go back to talk about the central bank and the administration of the central bank. But then I hear you say during that Christmas period, because people were bringing in more, there were more inflows of foreign exchange. That's why at least our naira was able to gain some value.
Yes.
So is it the more you have dollars coming in, the more the value of our own national currency? Is that what it means?
Yes.
Help us explain this.
Because when the inflows are coming, you understand, like the higher the price, the demand, the higher the price. You understand? So when you have more foreign exchange inflow, people will now start looking for naira. And naira will start strengthening. You know, when you begin to look for naira, do you have?
I have dollars.
You have dollars.
I have like $10,000.
Yeah,
do you have naira?
Do you have naira? Say,
okay.
No, I don't have naira. Let us look for who has naira.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the person that has naira will now price your dollar low.
Okay.
You reduce the price.
Okay.
Because the naira is now essential commodity. Unlike what we have now, the dollar is more scarce than the naira. We have a lot of naira in the market. You understand?
And so that's what is happening. That's why we have it at 1,300 as of today.
Yes. So we need more dollar to come into the market so that naira will gain it is strength.
But then isn't that the more reason why they keep saying that dollarization of our economy? If you are needing more dollars.
Yeah, those who need dollar, like I always said, is those who travel and those who import. You understand? If you're not traveling, you are not importing. What do you need dollar for? Nothing. You understand? But it have, because of the weakness of the naira, that is why people depend on foreign exchange, more especially the dollar and euro, pounds. You understand? So that their value the value of their asset or their capital will not shrink.
Okay.
You understand? Than keeping the naira.
Okay, I'll ask you a question on that, but before so just so I don't forget, how much is how much you said dollar is 1,300, so how much is pounds and euro as at today, as at this moment?
At 1,400 and I think 480, 490, close to that.
Oh, it's almost the same thing with the dollar.
Yes.
And I remember pounds used to be like way more expensive than the dollar.
Because people used to travel to UK and Europe more than America.
What has it got to do with anything?
Eh?
What has it got to do with anything at all? How does it affect the fact that it's now more than the dollar?
It's a demand. Now let me give you some small example. For example, those who are selling spare parts are buying Peugeot spare part from Europe, more especially France.
Okay.
And they are in a large quantity. You understand? So the demand of euro at that time is higher. Now we have more Hondas, more Toyotas than Peugeot, Volvo, and Renault cars. You understand? Like this Swiss lace, the Hollandese, and so on. You understand? And this Guinea that we were in UK. So people go to UK to buy those things and export them.
Okay.
You understand? So that is why at that time it's more higher. But those who go to America, majority of them are government officials who are going for training, seminars, holidays, and so on. And you understand? Those who are go to America, most of them don't go to America for business because American business is very hard and is very difficult to even understand, not to talk about doing
venture
it.
into.
Yes. Like that AGOA project that I think is Bill Clinton that initiated it in order to give African market some space in American international and domestic market.
Okay.
If you check the record, up to now, it has not been up to $300 billion, which is supposed to hit like $1 trillion if America want to do a business, or America is a friendly business country in Africa or in Nigeria.
So is UK more friendlier than America?
UK and Europe are more friendlier than America.
Oh, okay.
Americans are difficult. They are difficult. They are difficult to understand. You understand? But you know, then our technology equipment are from America, more especially IMB, Microsoft, and so on. You understand? We buy all those computers and gadgets from US. That's the only business we do with America as domestic and international business. You understand? Of non-oil sector. You understand? Okay. And if you come back to Africa again and Nigeria at large, because we are one of the largest producers of cocoa. You understand? We produce ginger, timber, cotton, iron ore, rubber, steel, and so on, aluminiums, you know, all these natural resources. You understand? Raw material, agricultural produce, it's Europe that is buying. You understand? America have their own standard. We don't have, they don't recognize our standard. You understand? So that is why. But now that our successive government put more interest on our own oil sector into American door or American pocket. So whatever we do it with dollar. That is why dollar is more popular here. In some African countries, dollar is not popular. You understand? But because of our oil and gas, we rely on them to buy. They are the highest buyer. You understand? So most of our transfer, they have the platform of the transfer, the SWIFT code and the messaging transactions and online transactions. They have the technologies. So so they push you to abide by their own rules on their own dollar. So they put their dollar as high and superior to any currency in the world.
Okay, so I hear you. Let's just divert a little bit before we come back to our conversation on exchange rates. So I hear you talk about how our own product are not having more value because the Americans, like, they will not value our own product more as more than how they do value theirs because it doesn't meet their own standard. So we know that recently President Bola Ahmed Tinubu laid off so many people. Like, there's someone would actually say there's this wind of change and anti-corruption that has been blowing for a few days, right, weeks even. So then we know that he actually removed some people like the chairman or the DG of FCCPC, that's Babatunde Irukera, who is in charge of consumer protection and all. And then we know that he has actually removed some of the boards in Standard Organization of Nigeria and some other organizations like NAFDAC and all. Do you actually think that it would, this move and then the next move of bringing new persons on board would actually make any impact on the quality and the standard of our own product and how they see it abroad?
Yeah, that is why reform is good. That is why we always advise government to reform its agencies. You understand? More especially those ones that you said, NAFDAC, the consumer, the import and export, Standard Organization is to give confidence, you understand, to the business partners. You understand? When you follow the process, the due process, you understand, and you will have the integrity to push your product into the market freely. Let me give you an example. Jordan toothbrush. Jordan toothbrush was manufactured in Nigeria. And the standard all over the world put that Jordan toothbrush at the best toothbrush in the world. Because if you notice, at the end of it, it's like a small curve that enter you everywhere and clean everywhere. And it is hard and soft at the same time. You understand? So it was in the world market selling, making a lot of money in the 90s. But Americans refused to recognize that Jordan toothbrush. Then the Nigerian officials asked why. They said, oh, sorry, we will recycle most of our things, and Jordan toothbrush is too hard. You can't recycle it, and it will become a garbage in our country. So for that, we will not recognize it. Before they will go and check how to recycle it, almost 3 to 4, 5 containers of fake Jordan toothbrush
have flooded the market.
From China and Korea has flooded the market. Americans now went to the World Trade Organization. Oh, you see, we can't rely on these people. They are now producing fake. And that's how Jordan toothbrush is being pushed out of the international market.
Oh, wow.
So now it's we Nigerians that are buying it.
Oh, wow.
You understand? So those are the you have to work toward standardization of your product. You understand? Like what Americans are complaining in African products is climate change, the environmental issues, and so on. You understand? So if all these agencies will check all the products and put it on a high standard under the international best practice, we can compete with other markets.
Okay.
You understand? Lack of competition is what is killing us here in Nigeria. Even our cocoa cannot compete with Ghana and Ivory Coast cocoa.
But so that means this competition you're talking about is competing with those abroad, not competing locally.
Yes, it's competing abroad.
Okay. Because if you're talking of competition, it looks like we even have so many competitions here. But like we don't, there's a drought when it comes to the international market, right?
Definitely. That's how it is. One, we don't even manufacture, we don't have the manufacturing power again. We don't have electricity. We don't have water. We don't have security. We don't have gas, diesel. They call it fossil fuel. We don't. We no longer have it. It's too expensive to produce here. So it's better you sell the raw materials and get your value back.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm telling you now, if you go to Ghana, Ivory Coast, they're farming cocoa. They have cocoa for export. They have cocoa for domestic consumption. I think you are getting me. Because you can see some chocolates that are made in Ghana, made in Ivory Coast. You see some products that were made like biscuits and so on. You see with it's made in Ghana and Abidjan. You understand? You hardly see made in Nigeria. Like all this Milo, those products under the Cadbury,
Cadbury, Nestle.
And Nestle, we don't produce again. We import.
Okay.
But in Ghana and Abidjan, they are doing it because they have the one for local production and local consumption. But ours is only for export. We don't have the manufacturing power anymore.
Okay, because you mentioned Nestle and then you mentioned Milo. I recall one of my colleague, Olamide, just brought. She actually brought Milo that one of her brothers who is working inside Nestle gave to her, and when we tasted this Milo, it's tasting far different from what we buy in the market.
Yes.
So where is this discrepancy coming from? Is it that some other persons are producing the Milo outside, or they are producing, or is it just like you stated, some are produced for local use and then some are produced for international use?
Yes. Definitely it will not be the same. That is why I said the standard, it has to meet the international best practice in the market. You understand? You have to compete with those multinational companies outside the shores of Africa.
All right.
You understand? But the one you produce locally, you understand, it will not be the same as the one
So local people are not supposed to enjoy the things that the international people do? Is that what it means?
What I mean is that we lost the integrity of our production.
Okay.
Because of lack of so many things. Sugar is too expensive. You understand? No electricity, no gas, there is no manufacturing company that is doing a production of 4 hours to 6 hours because of lack of electricity.
So that's where you have some probably like maybe a family says, the mom says, okay, let us cook for our family, let's just do it anyhow. After it's just now and then when it's they are selling out or they are giving out, then they want to put best practice or standard into it.
Yes. For example, it's like you cooking jollof rice to eat in the home and the one you sell in the market. It's going to be different. You understand? Right. You put everything that the one will taste good will go to the market so that you will attract more
and get more referrals.
Yeah, and more customers and more money. That's what it means. But at home, we say, okay, let us manage so that we will not lose money. You understand? Let us do it the way we have settle our expenses, our bills, and pay salary, and so on. You understand?
All right.
That's how it is.
All right. Like my mom would always say, let me use one Igbo language, Afobaitiri. That's Igbo people will say Afobaitiri, and no matter what, the most important thing is let there be food in the stomach.
Yes.
That's what it means.
Yes. But if you go to eateries, it's not. You're not looking at stomach first. You're looking at quality. Yeah.
Because that's what you pay for.
You're looking for variety. You understand? You said, no, put this jollof rice. I like this jollof rice because you see there is everything inside.
All right.
You understand?
Let's go on a quick break. Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue this conversation with Habib Gajo, political economist and Bureau the Change operator. See you later. Join us again.
You don't need dollar. Those who need dollar is those who are doing business.
Because according to that person, it says that if you save in dollar, let's say someone gives you $1, and then during that Christmas season it was 700 or maybe 900, and as at today, few days, that's just few days, not even up to a month, it's already 1,300. Isn't that good business?
So, in the economy of hand to mouth, how can you save much dollar to give you that value? We eat what we earn. We don't have saving anymore. I don't know whether you have savings. Even the middle class don't have savings again.
These baby steps of pain. Baby step of pain. Me too.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We're reaching you from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. If you just joined us, you've actually missed out on the first segment of the show, but then we'll move straight to our next segment, and we still have our guest, Habib Gajo, who is a Bureau the Change operator and a political economist, and we're discussing exchange rates since the Yuletide season, and today, even as we're looking forward to how we can review that sector and see how much will the naira sell to a dollar by the time we get to the first quarter, probably half quarter of 2024. Okay, before we went on that break, we actually diverted a little bit and talked about other things. But now let's go back to money. Now, I have some people, like during when I traveled, most people will tell you, are you still saving your money in naira? You should, if you are, then you should think again. You should start thinking of saving your money in dollars, because it looks like that's the lucrative market. And a lot of people now have that mentality. So is it a good mentality at all? And is it good business?
It's not mentality, it's a business. Yes.
So is it good business?
As for the person that is in the market, you understand? Like all these importers, it's better for you save in foreign exchange than to save in naira, because the naira doesn't have that much value again.
So what if I'm not an importer? I don't have any business doing business.
Why do you need dollar? You don't need dollar. Those who need dollar is those who are doing business.
Because according to that person, it says that if you save in dollar, let's say you have someone gives you $1, and then during that Christmas season it was 700 or maybe 900, and as at today, few days, that's just few days, not even up to a month, it's already 1,300. Isn't that good business?
So, in the economy of hand to mouth, how can you save much dollar to give you that value? We eat what we earn. We don't have saving anymore. I don't know whether you have savings. Even the middle class don't have savings again. So those who are investing on foreign exchange is because they lack confidence on naira. I fear for naira. I cry for naira. They are killing naira. They have. I don't.
When you say
I'm so sorry. It's no longer an era that we knew when we were growing up.
When you say they, Habib Gajo, who are you referring to?
The government that are introducing bad policies and lack a good management of our economy and our foreign exchange reserve.
What administration are you referring to?
Let me start from Babangida to date. Some have tried to defend the naira, like President Olusegun Obasanjo, like General Sani Abacha, like Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. The rest, I'm sorry.
Are you also referring or pointing fingers to the current administration? Even with all of these policies that have been rolled out?
Have you gone through the policies? Have you read some of them? If you go through one of these policies, you will weep. I'm just seeing people who are going to all these economics, microeconomics expert and so on. You understand? Consultants going to international media and telling people lies, and at the end of the day, they will say, "Oh no, the budget is no longer realistic, and it can't be real." You understand? But they are trying to defend the government, and they don't know even how to say that the budget is reliable, because there is nothing in the budget that will come back as a dividend or as a wealth.
Oh, so
that there is no wealth creation in it.
So even when we have
more spending and spending.
Even when we have the National Assembly coming out to say that the budget is citizens friendly, are you saying it is not?
Which is citizen friendly? Those who increase 1.7 trillion are the one telling us, no, they must be joking. They're not serious. They're just talking. Go through it. Look at the. Let me start from the debt. Do you know how much we are owing? Over 100 and something trillion. Do you know how much is our reserve? Do you know how much we pay for debt servicing? Have you checked our projected revenue and even the 2023 revenue generated? Go and check. You will see there is nothing in that budget. Go to the expenditure you will see leakages everywhere. It's you know, the politicians know how to talk sweet, better, you understand, in order to get a media sensation, you understand, and be praised and so on. You understand? But I don't see this budget as a hope to Nigerians.
Oh, wow.
Is going to be difficult.
Well,
agriculture.
Don't you think you're already casting aspersions and spell? We're still in early 2024.
You see,
and it was just the budget was just signed into law a few days ago.
We are all Nigerians. That is why I said we need a proper planning, long-term plan, not short-term plan. Let the president come out and told Nigerians, look, my citizen men, my compatriot, I want to be fair with you and honest. 2024 is going to be my first budget. We are doing it and we will suffer for 2024, but we will enjoy 2025. You will get hope. I will get hope. Everybody will get hope. You understand? You know something hard is coming. You tighten your belt. You sit up. You understand?
But is it by the words? Because I remember him saying in different occasions and on different forums, let's be taking baby steps of pain because it will get better soon.
What? You said baby pain.
Baby steps of pain. That's what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu called it.
Yes. Well, that's his own opinion. That's his own approach. But his approach may not be the good approach or the real approach. You understand? I think he should think twice. If he has not planned for have a good plan of 2024.
All right.
Let him plan for 2025 properly. Let us know where we are going.
Okay,
it doesn't matter
so
if we suffer this year and enjoy next year. Nigerians will be happy.
Okay, so taking a cue from where you just landed, talking about letting plan for 2025, and then if we suffer this year and all, we remember when this year started, we saw that news coming saying that fuel price might increase to 1,200, which actually created a lot of hue and cry here and there, because I remember I was somewhere and then almost everybody started panicking. Do you see that ever happening? 1,200 per litre of fuel.
You see, even this foreign exchange that we are talking, almost 70% of it is going out for importation of the fuel, kerosene, and diesel. The government knows. The NNPC is aware that they don't refine anything here in Nigeria. We import. We carry our own money to go and buy. We spend billions of dollars to import fuel and diesel, more especially fuel and diesel. Now, what are they doing to produce more fuel and refine more fuel and diesel locally, so that we stop the importation of it and naira will get its strength? We will reduce spending dollar. We will reduce remitting dollar to foreign companies, foreign refineries, foreign countries. Let our spending be on holidays, you understand, be on buying technology, importing technology and equipment to have to manufacturing equipment, so that we will improve our manufacturing. Let our dollar be the dollar that will generate more electricity. Let our dollar be a dollar that produce more scientists and technicians. Let our dollar be a dollar that produce more doctors and nurses, more universities, lecturers, more science and technical colleges. vocational centers, and primary, secondary school, healthcare, and you understand.
Okay.
Let us be, let our dollar be more productive in the production of new generation of Nigeria.
Okay. Okay. So
You
for
understand?
that viewer that hears you saying our dollar, and then he says, "Is it our dollar?" Kindly explain that.
Yes, it's our dollar because we earn it through crude oil.
So it's our dollar.
It's our dollar. We borrow.
Can the Americans say same thing with our naira? Can the Americans say the same thing with our naira? Or the Europeans? Can they say the same thing with?
They can't because we borrow from them in dollars. We pay them back in dollars. They borrow us. If they want to borrow from us, they borrow with dollar. They don't accept naira because naira is no longer acceptable. Naira is dying.
So then how do we now begin to, because I remember when I had this had a conversation with you, you talked about how the Afghanistans were able to phase out the dollar and have build on their own Afghanistan dollar. So how can we build on our own naira and not call it our dollar?
It's the same process that we are talking about. Let us produce more, let us manufacture more. We have a manufacturing base in Onitsha, Oka, Aba, Elupeju in Lagos, and so on. We have in Sharada, Kano, we have in Kaduna, textiles and so on. You understand? Let us produce. We have ginaries. Let us embark on farming, cotton farming, cocoa farming, groundnut farming, and so on and so forth. You understand? Let us farm rice, wheat, millet, maize, and so on. You understand? So we don't need to import for our own production of nastil complex and biscuit and so on and so forth. You understand? We can manufacture it here. You understand? That's what will, when we export, like before, the whole West Africa or even Africa itself come to Nigeria and buy our product, our textile, you understand? Our wrappers, our lace, you understand? Our shoes, our belts, our caps, our cloth, and so on. You understand? What we produce, we are proud of it. It's made in Aba. We are proud of it. You understand? We are proud of is made in Kofana, where they do local shoes and so on. You understand? You see them like Maserati, like what they call all these designers. Some of them are even
like this cap you're wearing.
You understand? So these are the things that will strengthen the naira. That's how we will start be prouding of our naira, not our dollar. You understand?
Okay.
That is why from the beginning I said I fear for naira, I pity naira. I always cry for naira. I know from the look of things, if care is not taken, naira will enter into ICU. That's the most dangerous thing.
We hope it doesn't get to that extent.
Because there is no even control, even the price control, it is not there.
Okay.
Because the banks are doing whatever they wanted to do. People who need this dollar has no option than to go and find it in a local market.
All right, let's see how we can manage the next few minutes that we have. Two questions, and I'd like you to take them together. The first question is about this new, I don't want to call it a phase or a trend of crowdfunding, especially when with regards to insecurity, when you have someone has a loved one that has been picked up, and then they begin to call for ransom to be paid, and then it's being put out online. Then account numbers are given out, and then they begin to pay in. Most people have said that is becoming a phase or a trend that might continue to grow and become something else. I remember the FCT minister saying that it should be stopped unless it should be curbed immediately, and unless it becomes a business, a big business for especially the bandits. Do you agree with that? Especially because I remember talking to someone a few days ago, and then he said, when your person is being taken, if you might not want to think about any other thing other than if crowdfunding is the best way, crowdfunding is the best way. But then if you look at it in the other sphere, if you decide, okay, let the person be killed, let one person be killed, let two persons be killed, the bandits will decide, okay, look like this is not business, this is bad business, and then they move out. Do you agree with that?
I quite agree with that, but I have some of my reservation on that. Now, tell me, before bandit, gunmen, kidnappers, and so on, what is the normal crime of Nigeria, the highest crime in Nigeria? It was armed robbery.
Petty thieves.
Those are the crime we have on those days. You understand? If you remember Anini, Lawrence Anini, you remember Shino Rambo, and who again? Many of them. But because people stopped traveling with money, people stopped traveling with goods, and the business is no longer, the armed robbery business is no longer productive, they have to abandon it. People stop night journey, people stop traveling with money, they put their money in their account, they transfer it or they withdraw, they will access their money when they arrived. So who are you going to rob? You stop one luxurious bus, 2 minibus, 3 minibus, 2 taxis, you search everybody, you did not realize 10,000. Why are you robbing? Who are you robbing? What are you getting from doing that? So they abandon it. So let this kidnapping be like that. It's a crime to pay ransom. Let us be sincere to ourselves. It's a crime to pay ransom. You understand? Those who pay ransom, you understand, is high-profile government officials or high security agencies chiefs. If you kidnap them because of their intelligent or intellect, you understand, or then the government will now go to any length in order to rescue him, because he is an asset to the country. He is an asset to the institutions. He is asset to the security apparatus or the war they are fighting. You understand? So they will go to any lengths, including paying ransom. Because somebody will argue, even Americans has paid ransom to rescue their soldiers from Taliban. But the reality is, these kidnappers, they don't arrest even government or high-profile people, even their relations. It's only their friends. The reason why I say I have reservation, this former minister who posted on Twitter for paying 50 million out of 60-something million that the kidnappers has, and they have already killed one, is to pay for the one, and they told them where to pick the body. And he's a former minister. He is the one that told the whole world, convinced Nigerians and Nigerian government that let us register our lines. Let us have a database. Let us link our NIA. Many lost their lines. Many lost their accounts on this. You understand? And we severe the pain. But how comes you can't trace or you can't link the kidnappers' line, even to know their location?
So does it mean that all those BVN and NIN phase, they were just worthless? And
we spent a lot of billions of naira for those projects. You see where the problem is. Now, one of our good friend, our elder brother, the former Speaker of Lagos State, Afikuyomi, somebody hacked his line and start sending messages, and people start pouring money inside that his own account. He went to the security agencies to complain. Nothing. The next day he went to the central bank, and the central bank immediately, within short period of hours, trace all those accounts, all those banks, and so on, and the people were apprehended.
Ah, so if we want to work, we can work.
For VIP. For special personalities. So for us, if you complain, they will say, we don't know them, this and that. But it's the banks that open the account for them. And before you open an account, Annabelle, you know how they will subject you to produce everything, including meter, whether
meter number and address and all.
You understand? Whether electricity bill, utility or water. Before they will open an account for you, before they will know, they will accept that this is your residence or this is where you reside. But if somebody will come and open an account just like that and start scamming people, and you said you can't
trace it.
Why?
It's sad.
During Sunday Arase, Solomon Arase, when he was Inspector General of Police, he set up a special squad. They went to Edo State. In 2 weeks' time, they flushed out all the kidnappers, all the criminals.
All right.
They arrested almost all of them. They arrested DSS official. They arrested Deputy Commissioner of Police Operation then. You understand? And so many police officers in conniving with these people, including the bankers. You understand?
All right, we have to go.
During Obasanjo, it still happened. A special squad was also created, and they came out with the result. Eradua did the same thing. But we are here, we can't do anything. We are handicapped. Our money is going. Poverty is increasing. In 1980, the rate of poverty in Nigeria is 4.1 million people. In 1980, then we are 150 million Nigerians, if you remember. Today we are 2 million plus.
It's 133 million.
We have almost 180 million multi-dimensional people and poverty in Nigeria. So we have more poor people than small rich people.
Like somebody said, just 1% is those you calculate as the rich people. Habib Gajo, it is really sad when we talk about these matters, and then time is never our friend. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
You are welcome, but let me apologize more. In our last program, you asked me whether devaluation is good or I said devaluation is good. You understand? What I tried to say at that time, and God did not permit me to say it, and we jumped to another topic, is like America, China, and so on, all these big countries like Turkey, even last this year, Turkey devalued their currency in order to strategize and come up with something. You understand? So China do devalue their currency,
our time is fast spent.
And always America disagree when China devalue their currency. You understand? Because they are going to pay more. So more is coming. So to some extent, devaluation is good when you put a strategist.
To some extent, right?
To some extent.
Okay.
But it's also bad when you kill your currency and your economy.
All right.
Without. So that's what I mean.
All right. Let's leave it at that. Thank you so much, Habib Gajo. It's always a pleasure having these conversations with you.
Thanks for having me.
Great. All right, viewers, time is never our friend when we're discussing these matters. And seriously, it is a sad situation to see that I've heard of so many people who say that one way or the other, probably they clicked on a particular link and then their accounts were made open and they were being scammed of so much money. Even someone called me yesterday and still complained the same thing and saying that over 5 million naira was taken away from his account. We don't even know how, but then he's not been able to retrieve it because he has gone to bank A, bank B, bank C, and nothing is happening. And you just begin to wonder, why did we link our SIMs? Why did we have BVN? Why did we go all out to make out those informations, and yet we cannot catch a thief? That's a poser for you. I'll leave you to keep ruminating on that even as we leave today. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Annabelle Oji. God bless you and yours. God bless Nigeria. Good morning.